The core idea is that a cyclist who is obligated to ride on the same roads as a car should be treated like a car and have the same rights as a car. They should also have the same tools.
I think it has a chance to make a real difference in how the streets of Atlanta react to bikers.
Well, I think it's like a point of need in terms of communicating in a public space. Like, yeah.
Turn signal is a very recognizable and understandable way to allow the bicyclist to act on the car.
I tried my best just to be a man.
So the project itself is a pair of turn signals for a cyclist.
Well, we've got a pair of turn signals for bicyclists that are wearable. Go on your back.
That is intended to be worn for daily commuters who bike or just recreationally.
Why you wanna leave me, baby?
We got the basic design off of Instructables of having an Arduino with two LED arrows on the back.
A tiny pouch on your back, and what we have are arrows made out of LEDs that are triggered by buttons on the strap.
So our design is far from the first set of turn signals for a bike.
Well, we're taking the idea of a wearable bicyclist turn signal system, but we're separating it from attachment to a particular garment.
Using wireless receivers to attach buttons to the handlebars.
That like limits you in terms of weather and seasons and like practicality.
As somebody who commutes through Atlanta via bike, wearing a hoodie is not feasible in the summer, but during the winter I'd have to have something bigger than a hoodie. So our final form factor was actually this little backpack, and the backpack is what made the most sense as it can be worn over anything, including another backpack.
Bring me all your troubles, girl. You look bad.
So to bring this backpack to life, there were a series of steps. First and foremost, we started by gathering up all the different designs that had already been done and kind of picking and choosing the features we liked the most.
Thinking about why I wouldn't use them and how we could make that better.
Once we had our design mapped out, it was a matter of going out and getting all the materials.
And from there we started prototyping and bought materials that we would need. And once we established the basic circuit,
Our first prototype was just this little square with the LEDs on it, just kind of a single chevron with a single arrow to see if it would work. And then we built a final prototype on the prototyping circuit board that was put in the backpack.
one issue was that the wireless receiver that we bought wasn't consistent. So sometimes we push the button and it just would not register on the Arduino. And we figured that with a failure rate of maybe like 1 in 5 or 6, it just wasn't reliable enough to put into the final product.
So we had to go to a wired system.
With a button and an LED, which actually I think works pretty well.
Then there's like the aspect that because it's this sort of because we didn't use the lily pad, we have this sort of lots of wires going on.
A total of maybe like 30 wires sticking out of this little 2x4 inch piece of prototyping board.
In general, I'd say I'm happy with the final results. Fundamentally, it is a little delicate, so I'm curious to see how it does hold up after regular use.
I think the final product works, but it's not as stable as we could have made it. The original Instructable used a LilyPad Arduino and had this beautifully simple circuit, and ours became a little bit more complicated.
It works, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
It is weatherproofed, and it is something that we built from scratch, so that's pretty cool.
What we have is a new design, and I think it's one that addresses visibility and the sort of practicality of wearing it in the summertime or with a coat or with a backpack.
What we built, I think, is a genuine contribution to the community, and if we can give it to the community and have it built off of, then all that matters.